Well, hey everyone, it's Kurt Duffeck with the Anew real estate crew in Austin, Texas, and today I am going to give you 5 tips on how to get your offer accepted in a multiple offer scenario. Well, thanks again for joining me today on my video blog. Again, this is Kurt Duffeck with Anew Real Estate in Austin, Texas. And before we get started, I just want to take a quick moment to point you to 2 links on my webpage. First of all, if you would like to know what your home is worth in today's market, be sure to click on the tab that says Free Home Value Report, and we'll get you a free estimate of your home's value. Secondly, if you would like to search the newest listings in the Austin metro area and possibly find your dream home, be sure to click on our home search button and start your home search right away. If you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to give me a call. Now, back to the 5 tips on how to get your offer accepted in a multiple offer scenario. As you know, it is a very hot market, especially here in the Austin metro area, and we are seeing more and more multiple offer situations all the time. In fact, I'd say I see them more frequently than not. A couple things that you should know. Tip number 1, be sure to have your pre-qualification letter ready to go when you submit your offer. Or if you're a cash buyer, be sure that you have proof of funds from your financial institution. The seller is definitely going to want to make sure that you are qualified to buy the home before they consider your offer. Number 2, when making your offer, just remember that ultimately money talks, and sellers are going to want to see the highest net profit when they review all offers. So carefully sit down with your real estate agent, take a look at the comps in the neighborhood, and put your best foot forward and make sure you give your best offer possible if you're competing with other offers. If nothing else, you'll know that you gave it your best shot if you make your strongest offer possible. Obviously, you want to make sure you're not paying too high over market value. You want to see the house appraised, but you definitely want the seller's definitely going to consider price first and foremost when looking at offers. Number 3, consult with the seller prior to making the offer about an ideal closing date for them and see if you can make that work. Oftentimes, if a house is vacant and the seller's already moved out, they're probably going to want to close sooner rather than later. Some sellers that might have a lot of personal items in their home, perhaps they want a little bit longer close, maybe something more like 60 days or even 90 days, which we don't see too often. So check with the seller, see what an ideal closing date is for them. If you can be the buyer that is most flexible and can work with them on closing, it just might be enough to tip the scale to get your offer accepted. Number 4 is consider shortening your option period. The option period, sometimes called the inspection period in some states, is the time period in which a buyer will come in and do the due diligence and research about the property. Ordering the home inspection usually happens during this time. Any kind of termite inspection or any other inspections that the buyer might want to do is done within the option period. And customarily, if a buyer cancels during the option period, they can get their earnest money back. Therefore, a seller would prefer to see that time frame as short as possible. Some buyers will even forfeit the option period. Be sure to consult with your real estate agent or your real estate attorney before making those moves. But nonetheless, shortening your option period is something that will definitely make your offer look a little bit more attractive to a seller. Number 5, write a heartfelt letter to the seller. This is an important one. I don't know how many times in today's market that I have seen a letter to the seller help a buyer win and get their offer accepted in a multiple offer scenario. You know, oftentimes buyers and sellers don't meet through the transaction process these days, and that letter is your one chance as a buyer to connect with the seller and let them know what you appreciate about their home. You know, some sellers, might have lived in the home for a number of years, might have raised a family, they might have done some remodel projects, and they want to make sure that it's going to a buyer who's really going to appreciate the love, the energy, and the work that they've done to the home. So if you can just take a moment and point out to the seller that you really appreciate that kitchen remodel that they did, or you really love the peach tree that they planted in the backyard. You don't see a lot of peach trees in Texas, but you know what I'm saying. Try to connect with the seller, write a heartfelt letter. Don't forget this one. It very well could be the thing that pushes your offer into first position. Thanks again for joining me today. We'd love to share with you some of our other secrets on how to get an offer accepted in a multiple offer scenario. The Anew Real Estate crew has a great track record of getting our clients' offers accepted. If you or anyone you know is thinking about buying or selling a home, we are never too busy for your referrals. We'd love to hear from you. My number is 512-820-8048, or you can check out our website at anewrealestate.com. Additionally, if you have a real estate question that you would like answered here on video, I'd love to hear from you. Please send me your questions and I will give you a shout out on my video blog. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.